Hi guys, today I wanted to go with you the list of stocks that I traded um, this week on Friday. So, a couple of them I traded, and some of them I quickly scalped. So, let's go over them one by one. And these are some of the stocks that I discussed previously, in addition to some new stocks that I also have on my list. The first one is Amazon. Amazon is a stock which I've been watching closely, and what I noticed here is the trend. The trend is still intact, although it did break out to the downside on 9th June. This was, I think, basically a shakeout because basically I don't see any new growth names or a growth sector that can be really, um, compromise this particular name. So I have initiated multiple positions in the past in this name around 994 in some of my other accounts, like dated back in May. So this Friday I initiated a small position around, I believe, Amazon, like what you can see here, around 999, and right now the price is around 1003, and I'm not planning to get out of this name quickly, even though I believe my realized gain and loss is around $19. This is a small position I initiated. I'm not going to show you how much I bought it for, like in terms of quantity, etc., etc. And so for that reason, I'm just showing you at the price that I entered, and basically what is the current market price when I took the screenshot. But currently it's above that, so I'm holding a small profit. I'm still not planning to get out of this. I think based on the rules that I follow, like you see, RSI is above 50, which is clearly a good sign for me. Both the trends are up, like it's above its 20-day moving average for quite some time, which is a good signal. Heavy volume on different days. That means, either traders are getting in, getting out, but the volume, the green bars that you see here are the days, when the stock was initially in the uptrend or like, moved quite a bit and the volume was picking up steadily. Also, this could be a swing or a scalp trade for me, depending on, like, probably I'm watching for an area of around 115, maybe even higher than that, because I believe in the market there are very few stocks that you can currently purchase, and Amazon being one of them, one of the biggest companies that you can ever think of purchasing, and I believe this will rise in the future closer about $1,000 for sure. Now it's about 1,000, but still, it can go more than this. That's what I'm currently seeing, and slowly the RSI is picking up, and it all depends on the market condition at the same time. But again, you have to ask yourself the question, where else are you looking to invest your money in? There is literally very less alternate options in my mind. There is no way you can go in and invest in some bond and get some 2% return, and with a rising interest rate environment. So it's better to invest in stocks, and that to stocks with good growth and good earnings per share. So Amazon is one of them for the time being, at least. The next one, I purchased on Friday in this account was Facebook. Facebook is also a stock which I believe we might not have discussed it, or I'm not pretty sure, but I had it on my list. So this is a stock which I'm again watching closely. Nice uptrend, 50-day moving average, and it's always like 10 or 15, 10 or 6% above its 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. So it's a good sign. Again, here also the volume is fading off, but still it is a good signal. Strength is there. RSI is definitely above 62. So it is a good signal actually, and also it's a good chart pattern. Nothing bad about it. It's consolidated over here twice. This was a pretty much a good shakeout to take out the weekends. So trend is still are all in a good shape and it's upward biased. I initiated a position here around, I believe it was 153.32, and when I took the screenshot it was already 153.73, and today it is like how much, 155, so I'm already made a good gain, but it's better to hold this for a longer term, slightly longer term, like a swing trade, because you see this is a position which it's trying to break out from. So I believe once it clears this hurdle, it might run towards 160, 165 probably. So I'm looking for it to edge closer to probably 160, 165. Maybe I will get out before that. It depends again, like, if I'm making more than 10% on the short term, it's better that I book my profits. So I ended it around 153, 32. Usually I'm in at around 153.30. The reason why it is showing me this average cost is as 153.32 is because it's a broker commission and all. I generally this brokerage that I'm using is Interactive Brokers. And also, if you clearly see, I follow all the rules that I'm showing you here. I have well diversified it. What do I mean by diversification? I'm not diversifying based on sector diversification. That's not what I'm talking about. In this case, if you see, I'm diversifying within, it could be a leading sector, and within that sector, I'm just diversifying it, not sector diversification. And I'm not a value investor at this point, and I'm not looking to diversify my portfolio based on different sectors because it's very hard for me to predict. It might be a good move, but for me, I don't do that. I just do a diversification from within the leading sector. So that was one of it. The next one I wanted to show you guys was what is the other pick I have? Fiserv. Fiserv. Well, let's look at that. This is a stock I think I have talked to you guys about for the last few days. It hasn't been breaking out, but the trend is still up. RSI is still above 50. It hasn't broken down also the from a trend perspective, so I believe there is a scope that it can break to the upside. But at the same time, what is the warning sign is the volumes, because on most of the down days, the volumes have picked up. So, maybe it could consolidate some more here in this area and probably, reach a point of 126 somewhere around this side and then break out. But, I got in around 124.78, I believe. And right now, based on the point of entry, with what I have see here, it is like few cents up, but I'm looking for it to break out. The breakouts don't generally happen when we want it to happen, so it might take maybe a week or two in either direction, or it could just stay at this and form a base here. Because if you see, the reason why I'm saying that is this chart has been well up above the trend for a long, long time, and stocks usually don't always go in the same direction like throughout. So it needs to take a breather and consolidate. And then based on the consolidation or the amount of time it takes to consolidate, maybe the trend can be higher also. And also the earnings are coming up, the earnings season. If the earnings are not good, then it could be in trouble. But that depends. That's for another day. So for the time being, you're still in good shape. So that's the reason why I'm keeping an eye on this, and I'm already taking a small position on this name. The next one, Light. This is also something which we have discussed a few days back. Looking at the trend again here, well intact. Volume just picked up. I got into this name around, what is the price? 62.7. It's already 64, like you see here. So $2 up, but it did go even slightly higher above 65. I'm still holding this. I believe the RSI is picked up, so I'm expecting the RSI to touch somewhere around 70, 71 and probably, break out to a new at least somewhere to a new high like 68, 67, and from there it that is the price where I believe I might get out because I need to observe this price range if it's going to break out or not. That which I'm not sure. So this could be a resistance at the same time. So you might want to like if you have an initiator and if you have already initiated a position, maybe you want to observe this price action over here around the 67 mark, whether it's going to break out or whether it's going to trend lower until and unless it doesn't clear above 67. If it does, it's again a good chance to get in for another maybe 4 to 5% move to the upside. So that's a stock which I just initiated a position and we have spoken about it for a long time. The next one is Berry. Also, I wanted to mention to you guys, these are all for educational purposes. This has nothing to do with me giving you a financial advice. So please do not take or initiate a position based on what I'm showing you here. This is not a financial advice. For financial advisors, please contact your financial advisors. This is just for educational purposes only. Okay, now the next stock that I am just wanting to show you guys is Berry Plastics. It's not a leading sector, but the trend of this chart is like pretty awesome. Um, not like over the last 2 weeks maybe or so or a month, but it's still intact and it's above its breakout. So I'm looking for this, and but the problem with this stock is the RSI is weak. It's crossed below 50, and something that crosses below is something which I might want to watch and see how it reacts at this point, whether is this going to be a good support for it or is it going to break out. Since RSI is weak, I generally do not want to enter into a stock like this. So just I don't want to initiate a position yet. And I do not know about this sector much. I don't think it's a good sector to be in for the time being, but the stock is really good, performing well, but the RSI is weak. So it's still on my watch list. Amazon, I went through this list. Facebook, I went through this. Okay, NetEase. This is a new stock which, I started following it quite recently. The good thing or the bad thing about this stock is it's a Chinese company, so I'm not sure if you can even trust the fundamentals of these Chinese companies because they are really blowout numbers. All the time they have got some very good exponential blowout numbers. And market cap wise, this is a very huge market cap, this company NetEase. So I scalped this on Friday. Not that I wanted to hold on to it. It could have been a good hold, but I scalped this. What did I do? On Friday, I initiated a position of 324. 324. So 324 means somewhere around this point I initiated. What are the reasons for initiating a position? First of all, the rules. As per the rules, the stock is above 20, above 50, and 200. Secondly, I was thinking of whether to swing or scalp. Swing or scalp. Scalp if the price is above, like I made like from my entry, if I made a good bargain like on a same day, like close to 3 to 4% maybe, or 2 point something, 2.8% to 4% on the same day. I really generally don't want to hold on to it. There is no specific rules for that. I just wanted to scalp this name. I just scalp if I get such huge moves on the same day itself. The RSI is above 50, clear signs. You can hold on to the stock. It's not that you need to follow scalping here in this methodology, but I just had to scalp for my own reasons. Not something which is great, but I think it's better to have maybe swung this position. I'm just watching it because I want this to consolidate bit. Even though I see a consolidation here and then it broke out, maybe want to see it for a few days more. RSI is above 50, and this is one of the small positions, not small as position I initiated. And let's see what did I do with this. NetEase I entered at 324. I sold it at 332. I just couldn't hold on to it because I thought it was a good profit, so I just took it out. So these were some of the stocks that I watched closely, and I was, as you can see, this was taken somewhere during earlier day. It's more than this actually. It's like close to 400, maybe $400 or so. I'm just some of these stocks that I just mentioned to you guys, I'm still holding on to it. The other one which we did go through in the past week was also Nvidia. This one too I ended, but what happened? The chart, as per the price action, it dipped below from my entry. I had tried to enter around 157, maybe one. Let's see, 157.52, 157.50. But somewhere around here, I believe it didn't hold on to it. I was expecting it to hold on to it, but it just broke out to the downside. I believe the semiconductor sector itself wasn't that great. Let's see. I believe the semiconductor sector itself was like, was okay, I think. It isn't that bad, but Nvidia was, didn't perform well. And, my entry, I believe, might have been good. I don't know. But, the trend was intact, but it just dipped. So I'm not out of this just because of one dip. It might be just 2%, but I'll do follow my rules here. 6 to 8%, definitely. And let's say if it fell 6 to 8% and maybe close to 9%, does that mean I'll take a loss? Definitely I will. These are the rules. And probably I might initiate a long, maybe if it bounces back. What are the reasons for that? It's above the RSI. If it is above the RSI, if it is above 20, it is above 200, and the volume. Volume is still not picked up, but we never know. What are the other growth stocks that you have? If you have something better than these, like other symbols that we look, probably those could be the better alternatives to this. So this is something which I'm already in, and let's see if within a week or two how the action performs. If it's anything below from where I entered, like I'll just take the loss. And what I'm looking for here is a target of close to maybe 165 first, and then I want to see how it reacts with this price range of 170. I believe this stock is going to break out to 180 once earnings is done. Earnings season kicks in, and once it's completed. I'm hoping for a good quarter also on this name, and maybe even if it's not a good quarter, this stock has a potential to reach 180 based on the price action that it's happening, over the years. Look at this. I believe this is just a consolidation, you know, it's just doing some level of consolidation here, and it has to. But it has done a lot of consolidations in the past, and each time it has done the consolidation, what it has done, it has just broken out. The reason it could be breaking out to such a high point is because maybe there are some very good news or very good earnings that's coming up, or this candidate is a very good growth potential. So, that is the reason why I'm following strictly this stock. It's not hype. It could be hype also, but whatever it is still driving the stock to a new time all-time highs. The other one which I forgot to mention was, even though this was on our watch list and this was a stock which I was trying to purchase on Friday, it just broke out. It just broke out to new all-time highs. What do I do about this stock? I was trying to enter around here. I around one. Let me go back to the daily. Weekly, it's so hard to predict the price point I was trying to. I was trying to enter somewhere here, 158. Just couldn't get it. Then I believe 157. Then I tried 150. I just couldn't get it. It just took off. Does that mean it's still a good buy? Yes, it is. You might want to still keep eye on it. Apart from these stocks, there are some other good names too, like Tesla. Whatever the case be, whether you're a bull or a bear, you just can't chart these stocks for the reasons that I'm going to mention to you. The rules. The rules is the trend, is it up? It is up. Rule 2 is RSI above 50. It is above 50. Is it about 20? It's about 20. It's about 50, I mean, and about 200. What more rules do you want to follow? Just look at the chart, the price action, the volume. Everything is intact. So even if you initiated a position on this somewhere, at a good support, you still have a chance of, taking at least another, making another 10% up more. And if the volume doesn't pick up and if you slowly start seeing consolidation like this, watch how it reacts to their support at each zone. If it's going to break down, then it's time to get out. But as long as it does not, ride the wave to the upside. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to stop it for now because the length of the video is going to be too big. All right, like the video if you like it, or subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me. Thank you, guys. And the note, this is just for educational purpose. This has nothing to do with me giving you advice. This is just, some of the rules and the stocks that I'm watching, or maybe actively participating in these names too, for a trade. That's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.